Craig Sullivan, I have a hardcore case of vaccine envy coming on, and I'm worried we don't have enough cowbell to fix the problem. What are we going to do about it?
I think we're going to have some cocktails is what I think we're going to do.
All right, let's do it. Time for an audit. Craig. So great to see you, my friend. How are you this week on a Friday?
Cheers, brother. I'm doing great. Good to see you. How are you?
So great to see you. So great to see people starting to assemble and come on to the show. So great to see everybody. Hi, everyone. I'm Glenn, and I'm here to overcompensate for all of my child insecurities by forcing you to watch our show week after week. And today, we've got the one, the incredible Mr. Craig Van Halen Sullivan. I love that.
Oh, that's funny. Thank you, Glenn. I love it. You know, it's been a long, hard week, and we really need to get our hotel group out, have a cocktail with us, a little light conversation, and some fun to wrap up.
It's all right. I'm very excited to have each and every one of you here with us today, every single week on Friday Night Audit. We're having a great cocktail, a great guest to join us, and lots of other fun, including exciting topics such as, hey, look, Craig's got a haircut. So listen, we're going to have our drinks in a moment. Just today, though, we're getting weird, Craig. I'm really excited about that, because we're going to take a look at some of the most unusual and strange hotels. And then I think we're all going to be confused by some of the weirdest hotel names of real hotels that are out there. What do you think about that?
I think weird is not bizarre enough for what we're going to be covering today.
I like that. All right, everybody, be sure you watch our first two episodes if you haven't had a chance to catch that up. Of course, today's drink is sponsored by Cousin Eddie's Real Tomato Ketchup. Nothing but the best for you, Craig.
Nothing but the best.
So I think it's time that we bring on our wonderful guest, the one, the incomparable, Miss Kay Lang. Kay, it is so great to see you. Welcome to Friday Night Audit.
Welcome, guys. I love spending Friday with you.
Kay, you're too nice.
I forgot to get the applause sign going for the crowd out there. I know Kay's awesome. Right. I know. Thank you.
I thought that was a dog screeching or something. I was looking for my dog.
That was weird, man. So I got to tell you, when I first met you, I was intimidated by you. You really seem to have your whole act together. You seem so classy. What are you doing mucking it up here with Craig and I? What have you done?
You know what? It's just fun to laugh. I'm telling you, laughter is the best medicine, and I watch you all the time, both of you, and you just crack me up. So I'm grateful that you invited me to the show.
Oh, thank you for joining us, Kay. And what's tonight's drink, Glenn?
I think we got to ask Miss Kay Lang, because what we started to do, we're asking our guest, hey, guest, we're too lazy to plan a drink every single week. We'd like you to take on this just called chore. So, what's your favorite drink that you brought on the show today, and what makes it your favorite drink? But before we do that, we have to make a segment official. All right, all the Friday night folks out there, thanks for joining us here on the audit. We want to wish you all a happy weekend. If you're working and still watching us, hey, you can drink and no one's going to know. Cheers.
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 Okay, tell us about why. What is this drink that we're drinking? Why is it your favorite?
Okay, because it's cranberry and vodka, and it's healthy, and there's lemon and lime in it, and it helps if you have a bladder issue.
That's great. Is it gonna? So maybe instead of me getting up 5 times a night, I'll get up 3.5.
I don't know. Maybe you should try drinking it. No, I mean it's just healthy. I love it, and it reminds me of so many conferences when you don't want to drink something that is like so heavy. This is refreshing, right? I feel like I'm in a conference with you guys. So there you go.
Because that's exactly what we're trying
Outdoors.
to do today. It's all about us being at the conferences. We miss being on the road, but I'm excited I'm so super excited, Craig. I'm excited, Kay, because it looks like we're going to be heading down, or at least I'm going to be going to a real verifiable conference coming May 10th, the Hunter Hotel Investment Conference. I'm so excited. The first real in-person event since I was at Craig's California Lodge Investment Conference last year.
Yep, first one. Congratulations. That's they're lucky to have you, and we're lucky to have Glenn on Click Virtual because we are having a virtual event this month. Next week, matter of fact. Glenn's all dialed in.
All right, virtual event, real cocktails. So be sure you join us next week. That's okay. What does make this drink really your favorite drink? It can't just be because you get that cranberry juice. It's got to be.
You know what? I did it kind of in honor of the lodging conference where I met both of you gentlemen.
Yes.
And, you'd walk around to all the booths, the glass, and you'd have a couple bars across the, from one side to the next side. And I think it's like the drink to have before you hit the really hard stuff if you do. So there you go.
Yeah. So, Craig, when did you first get turned on to having these kinds of drinks?
Well, you know what? It was many years ago, and it was before I met both you and Kay. Mm-hmm. And if you were at Click 4, it involved a person I refer to as 6 degrees because you're all 6 degrees separated from him. And I used to just drink beer, and we were both single, and I was his wingman, and I couldn't keep up drinking beer. So I switched to vodka cranberry, and I was able to make it through the rest of the night. So it was a good call.
I discovered vodka cranberry drinks because I was really afraid of being way too masculine for my friends. So I said, "You guys drink the other stuff, not to equalize it over here."
No, you needed to add a straw.
I wish I had a straw here. Everybody out there, let us know in the chat box over there. What do you think of vodka cranberries? What's your best vodka cranberry experience, and how do you pull it off? Okay, I like the vodka cranberry drink. It's perfect conference cocktail party drink because it's light, it's airy, it's not too much. You keep sipping, you keep talking, and I think it helps me find great ways to get in and out of conversations kind of smoothly. You ever find yourself stuck in those conversations where you're like, how am I getting out of this thing? What am I going to do? I don't want to look like I hate this conversation, but I got to get out.
Got to go for a refill.
Yeah.
Can I get you anything?
Oh, I'm out.
Never come back.
I love it. Right to the point. Got to get a refill. Be back.
We got an issue going on here. I think we got to check with Dave about what's going on. Dave, I'm very concerned indeed that you might not be drinking a vodka cranberry right now along with us.
No, that's total lie. First of all, I got one right here. So cheers to everybody out there. Second of all, this one, a little bit of a Smirnoff, but I am going to be drinking this really cool little bootlegger vodka. So I'll put that up there, which was a gift to me, to myself, Glenn, and Anthony when we went up to do the No Vacancy Live from resorts called Catskills. So this is a vodka from up in the Catskills, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm actually really looking forward to trying that. And I saved it intentionally for this show. So I'm going to crack that up as soon as we get done here. Cool thing about the resorts called Catskills, I was just there again with my family. It is not a weird hotel. It is not a weirdly named hotel. It's actually one of the best I've ever been to. So definitely check it out as well. Great segue as we move into the fun conversation of some of these out there hotels we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, we are going to be talking about those in a minute. But what hotel are you talking about? Because I didn't hear you say the name of the Houseman Resort Pool Club and Smokehouse.
That was actually on my hotel or my list of amazing hotels with amazing staffs with just a really terrible, crumpy owner.
Yeah. Now, that's just cruel, producer. That's just cruel. I don't even know what to do. But hey, I think we need to take another quick Van Hagar moment. That thing is too freaking funny for me. All right. We're going to take a look at some of the weirdest hotels that we know. We're going to talk a little bit about those. All right, so let's get this started. The number one hotel that I think is weird, unnecessary to me.
Oops, lost your voice.
Hotel. It's not very good. Clown Motel USA. It's located near the area of Tenopa. The whole theme is that you have really bad hotel rooms with strange pictures of clowns all over them. Hey, not much thought into the feeling of the place, but definitely lots of clown pictures. What do you think of clown motels as a design scheme?
Oh, that's pretty bad. that's beyond bad. Okay. I am lost for words. I have a phobia of clowns. So, I mean, I don't even watch clown movies. You know, like, no way.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe the designer of the hotel drank a few too many vodka and cranberries.
Or they were married to a clown.
Or married to a clown. I mean, listen, have you guys ever had a Jolly Rancher drink, which is can make it several different ways, but one of the ways is basically a vodka and cranberry, but instead of vodka, it is green apple vodka with some peach schnapps. Okay, you seem to be the vodka connoisseur. I'm not sure if you had it down there.
No. I'm kind of a purist when it comes to alcohol.
I wish I could say the same.
The world's biggest clown motel, you can learn about them. The Clown Motel USA started back in 1985 in the memory of Leroy Davis, whose father is actually built in the Tonopah Cemetery right next door. He left a clown collection, over 150 clowns in his home, and they decided to use that theme as the focal point for a hotel in the memory of their father. And today, there's over 2,000 clowns from every corner of the globe that we have over there. I wonder why people always say corner and then globe in the same sentence. That's always a weird thing. I'm never going to go there. Craig, you going to go there? And I'm pretty sure Kay's never going to be going up there.
No. I'll take a hard pass on that one.
Oh, look at this alcohol-related suggestion. Ever crush sweet tarts and use them on the rim?
Thank you, Esteban.
Nice.
You know, that sounds like an idea.
Listen, making drinks, when I used to bartend, one of the best things was just trying new things, seeing what works. There's been certainly some disasters put together. When you find that weird concoction that makes a real tasty drink you haven't had before, it's like really some of the best things you can do.
Yeah,
Greg, you're going to love the drinks at JW. Oh, my God.
Can I afford the drinks at JW?
Oh my God! The bartender made us some of their new drinks right before they opened. They were testing them on, the little people they had there, but they are really.
You're talking about they don't have very many people, not just a lot of really tiny people, right?
No tiny people. I didn't notice any tiny people. But, No. Amazing. Like these curated drinks were beautiful with like fruits and vines and things in them. I mean, they were beautiful.
Any with clowns?
No clowns.
I'm sorry. Then the JW is not the hotel for me.
So being that this guy pays me, Glenn, I need a raise so I can afford a couple of these drinks at the JW.
David, I'll have you covered. Don't worry about that.
Craig to the rescue.
Michael says he adds elderberry. St. Germain is the best. That's
nice.
That's nice.
The drink, and that's what I love about the cranberry vodka, because it's really just a base for your imagination. Amy loves it. Propel and Propel vodka, yum indeed, Amy. I'm happy with it just straight. Sometimes I just drink the vodka, forget the cranberry. But I love that you had Kay, both lime, and was it orange or
lemon? I have both. Actually, orange. Yeah.
What a gorgeous looking drink.
You're in there.
Nice. Did I see that Amy Montgomery's back for a third week in a row, and Durain Lalani's back as well? Yeah. Welcome. Thanks for coming back. Appreciate it.
I want to thank everybody that's watching right now on beyond Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and all of those great places there. Thanks for joining us. And be sure share this show. Let everybody know we're hanging out. We're having a drink. We're talking about some of the strangest hotels that we've ever experienced. Craig Sullivan.
I got one for you, Glenn. Matter of fact, I know you're going to want to stay there. This place is called the Tree Bones Resort, a human nest. It's in Big Sur, and you can stay there for a mere $195 a night. Some may think this tree house is a bit.
It costs an arm and a leg.
If it's raining, but Glenn, just for you, because I know you don't want to get up early and catch worms for breakfast, they do have a restaurant.
Oh. So you said bones?
Tree bones, yes.
Okay, so not real bones.
No.
All right.
No, but they've got nests with remnants from some of the trees that they've taken down, and you can sleep in there.
Yep.
Even comes with a backpack, camping mattress and a sleeping bag. So, but again, I think if it's raining, I don't want to be out there. So,
Right.
Then we've got one of my favorite hotels in California, and I went to California on all these. One of them is the Padre Hotel in Bakersfield. And the group that owns that, Eat, Drink, Sleep, shut it down, enlarged the rooms. They cut the room count back. But the hotel's history is amazing. It goes back decades. Their second owner of the hotel in the 60s was a character, and he had some illegal gaming there. He was constantly fighting with the mayor and the city council. So he was hanging signs facing City Hall off the hotel calling the mayor a communist, and then they had a fake rocket built and hoisted up to the roof and pointed at City Hall. But I got to tell you, one of the best meals I've had in California in the past 5 to 6 years was at the Padre Hotel in Bakersfield, California. So that one's not weird. But we've got the Delta King, an old riverboat up in Sacramento that actually, it's 280 feet. It's $165 a night. They've got 3 or 4 different types of rooms. Used to be used for gaming. It's a little bit different. So maybe good for a private party that you host.
Yeah, it sounds good. Okay, what about you? What is like a really strange, authentic, weird hotel that you have either stayed at or think it seems pretty neat?
Well, unique. I stayed at the old Ventana right before they kind of like redid it, and it was a little too weird in that the rooms really needed a major renovation. But right around that area is and I love this, is the Post Ranch Hotel, and I stayed in Treehouse, which is fantastic, by the way.
I've never stayed in one of those. That's
oh my God, it's fantastic. It's like an incredible experience.
Sometimes when my wife angry at me, she kicks me outside and I sleep under a tree.
They have separate tree houses, and then the coolest thing is the fog comes up in Monterey, so you can be sitting on the cliff and then you'll see the fog just come. It's an amazing sight.
Wow.
That's
pretty awesome. All right. So I want to show off one I think that Kay would be into. And this is Giraffe Manor in Nairobi. This is where the giraffes will actually come over and say hi. They'll hang out with you. They'll stick your head in. You can feed them. You can hang out with them. You can drink vodka cranberries with them. You could have all sorts of fun. What do you think about this idea as a hotel? Hey, you're hanging out. You mind your own business?
I like it. I would do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it.
I'd be a little nervous of that tongue, though. I mean, I think they have really long tongues because I went to the Disney park there in Orlando, and they have the giraffes walking around. And I think I remember they have really kind of long tongues. So you have to like make sure your distance. Yeah. Yeah, but definitely I'd do it. I think that would be an experience. It'd be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Greg, got one?
Yeah, I do. The last one is going to be the Wigwam Motel. You can stay in a teepee. It's here in San Bernardino, $114 a night. It's part of the old Route 66 heritage.
Yeah.
And these teepees are 30 feet tall. They have a bed, a TV, a fridge, AC, heating, and Wi-Fi, Glenn, so you can work remotely.
A place called the Wigwam. Does it come with a whole lot of white guilt as well?
Most likely. It should.
I feel like my old company before COVID manages that property, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I would say that's interesting.
I feel like I may.
Dave, tell us a hotel that you think is really weird.
Ooh. Well, this one's going to be for all those dog lovers out there. I'm not sure if anybody has seen this before, but it is called, I gotta say this right, the Dog Bark Park Inn. And it's a bed and breakfast in Idaho as a dog. Not too sure the history behind this. It was developed by a couple similar to the Roxbury Hotel in the sense of it's a couple that put this together. But obviously the Roxbury definitely took a little different turn in terms of the style they wanted to do. So this couple is a woodworking couple. They built this humongous dog in Idaho. It's a 2-room bed and breakfast. And if you ever wanted to live inside of a dog, or at least really take your dog love to the next level, this is for you.
Nice.
There you go.
Are pets allowed?
I don't think so. I think dogs are included in the property.
Including the fleas are for free.
That's funny.
Right. You just
Kay and I both have golden retrievers, so we're always sharing pictures back and forth of our dogs. So
see, you're welcome, Suzanne. You have to realize at the very least there's always going to be one of us who's prepared.
And it will always be producer David.
Yeah, it is definitely not myself. I mentioned preparation, but then I realized that's work.
Now you guys are talking about would you stay at the Clown Hotel? And I think there's a really cool story behind that. But would you guys do this? Because I know my wife never would. Would you stay at this Conrad that is 30,000 leagues under the sea?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Is that in
a heartbeat?
Sorry,
a heartbeat.
Is that in the Maldives?
I think it was in the Maldives. I forget exactly where it was, but it's Conrad. There's 24-hour butler service. Obviously, it has this incredible view, and I would love to do it, but I'm curious. Now, my wife's claustrophobia probably would never let her get down there. I'm curious if all the different lights would just have me kind of off the top, and I'm sitting there thinking I'm under the Holland Tunnel, and maybe it's just not for me.
Well, can you imagine scuba diving and going past somebody's room? You need a little privacy.
That's true.
But I would do it in a heartbeat.
Would you? I couldn't do that. No way. I'm too claustrophobic.
Hey,
even though I scuba dive, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'd like to think I could do it, but I'm not sure I could do it. Plus, I'd probably get in trouble for trying to open the windows or something like that. So, Dave, I know you got a picture of that really, really cool hotel in Amsterdam, the Crane Hotel. Now, if you want to talk weird, this is a really weird hotel. Yeah, there's actually 3 suites inside a crane overlooking a port in Amsterdam. How awesome is this?
I saw this before. This is great.
Right?
The ingenuity to put this together is just something.
It's just also the mindset that even goes into that. I mean, there's another one I found that is in a plane.
Yes, that's a really cool one too. I love that hotel. Oh, Dave, look this one up. There's a place called Sweets Hotel, like Candy Sweets Hotel. It's in Amsterdam, but instead of being a hotel that's all in one building, it's spread out through all of Amsterdam in like 20 plus of those little bridge houses that they have. You know how Amsterdam has all those bridges that are there, right? So a number of years ago, they automated them all, and they're all done from a central location, so you don't need people doing them manually. So they turned all of these things into really cool hotel suites. So talk about being immersed in the city. Boom, you are right there in the middle of the city. That's just one of them. But there's like 20-something of these, all different ones, all really cool, all on the canal, all throughout the city.
Where's the lobby?
Didn't you stay or tour in one of those a few years ago?
I did.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. I didn't get to stay in it. I got to tour it, but man, I really loved it. I was staying at the Zoku at that time.
That's right.
Freaking. Kay, you know, as a fan of design, what do you think of like Amsterdam? Because to me, it seems to be like a hotbed of ideas and innovation.
Oh, I think they're great. I mean, I think Amsterdam has taken the lead on anything sustainable, and it's actually, you know, kind of an environment where people actually are inspired to develop the architecture of the city, and it's really the urban footprint that they're developing. They're taking old buildings and converting them. All the streets are being turning into parks. I mean, I think Amsterdam is great. I'd love to go there, honestly. There's great things to see that are being
go anywhere at this moment, Kay. Anywhere. The most
that's true. I'm having in my car and drive 2 hours to a hotel and stay there, trust me.
Well, we can't all be like Dave running away over Resorts World up in the Catskills in Monticello.
Having a blast. I mean, that place was a really unique experience, I guess, because one of the room that we got to stay in had its own private pool. So there was 8 rooms, other private pools that then lead into the main pools. It was really awesome. So thank you to the great people at Resorts World Catskills. Listen, again, if you have any reason to go to the Catskills, you know, they have a great event center, amazing restaurants. Glenn and I had a tremendous steak up there when we went. So reach out to a friend of No Vacancy, Mary Zeller, or get with me. I'll connect you guys because it's really a hidden gem up in the initial part of the Catskills going towards the city.
Yeah, it's really cool, Kay, because like who would have thought like a couple hours outside of New York City, you got this casino resort, and they got this whole.
You're gonna laugh, Glenn. I worked on that project.
No way!
Way.
And now we know why it's so beautiful, Glenn.
I was involved. It has a center pool. I was involved with the VIP gaming casino area.
Yeah, just right by the pools.
The private villas. So that's what I was involved in.
And he was in a.
So I know exactly the room that you stayed in because I know which rooms had the pool that had their own little gates that went out to the pool.
Yes.
Yep. That's.
Yeah.
Thank
Here you
God.
go. What you don't know.
You see, Glenn, and now we know why the place looks so great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's amazing.
Also, we need to mention that Kay is the designer and did the redesign on what is now the JW Marriott in Anaheim, which is absolutely magnificent. It started out as going in another direction, and then it switched gears, and Kay had to completely rework her magic and get it to fit for a JW, and she did an outstanding job.
I had no idea. Was it gonna be a hotel in another category of product?
Yes.
Yes, it was going to be actually. It was Disney was going to do their first only franchised hotel there.
I think it was supposed to be a 4 seasons that they were going to.
It was very high. It was their version of high. There are 2 hotels that were there on Garden Walk, and that's why it's got that center atrium that you walk up, because that was originally, if you can imagine, a grand stair with a Mickey cone on the top with Mickey's hat.
Right.
It was so cool what we designed. I loved what we designed. It was this, you walked inside Mickey's hat up the stairs. So
cool.
But that we were stuck with that footprint. So we had to here we go from Disney to, JW, big switch, right? But, hey, we're always up for challenges. We're flexible. Otherwise you can't succeed, right?
Yeah. When I was lucky enough to tour the hotel last year, it was just incredible. Just when you arrive and get out of your car and walk in.
Oh, isn't that cool, that sculpture?
Yeah.
That sculpture? Oh, my God.
Yeah. And it's... we did a tour of the entire hotel and saw all the guest suites, different types, and the presidential suite. Just amazing. Kay, I've always known you've done great work, but you took it so much beyond my imagination. And Glenn can tell you I can imagine a lot, but it is just one of the most beautiful hotels in the state of California. Kudos for
thank you, and Mike. I have a great team, and we all worked very hard on that. And it was just interesting to switch on it because I had worked on it like 12 years earlier with the same developer, right? So I had seen it through many different stages. Yeah.
Sounds like, Glenn, we have a new scheduled trip for No Vacancy Live in the future once we can get out there.
Well, we were hoping to be out there for Click right about next week, but we're going to have to wait till he does it in person in October.
Yep.
I'm hoping Disneyland is open at that time, not just charging you for the privilege to go and shop in their stores. So that'll be great. We should definitely do a live show from the JW. We should get them both back on the show for that, and might be a little bit more serious and professional though for that one, I think.
Not too much more though.
Glenn and I will both have jackets on. That's how serious we get.
Ooh.
Before we go to a quick commercial break, does anybody have any more weird stories?
Well, I have to question because Glenn, you said, and you guys heard it, everybody that's listening, and Kay and Craig, you said Glenn will go just about anywhere. So, Glenn, I am going to issue the challenge for you and see if you are a man of your word. And please book a reservation.
Oh, yeah. It's got a new name now.
I've already booked my special seat in the water tower. You know.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. They just recently rebranded that hotel for all the obvious reasons.
Yeah.
You mean they couldn't sell it as a package? Come on, where's the revenue man over there?
But now it's called
No.
Hotel Cecil.
Okay. We can go in so many different directions with that hotel, but
I'm not sure who this LinkedIn user is. It's not showing the name, but Glenn being in the Star Wars Hotel, Glenn has been a space cadet for many, many years. I think he's been there and back several times.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you're referring to that Grateful Dead show from 1993 in Kentucky, yes, I was there in Star Wars in the galaxy far away. That's for sure. All right, guys. What do you think? Maybe take a quick commercial?
yeah.
Right back. All right, everybody. We'll take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. You're going to like this commercial break. And then we're going to be right back with some really weird hotel names and other fun stuff.
Come on along, I'll take you to the lullaby of Broadway. Sing a gray and ballyhoo,
The lullaby of Broadway
and in the center of it all,
is the Milford Plaza.
Stay at the Milford Plaza Hotel with cocktail dinner and breakfast for $43 per person. Discover why we are the lullaby of Broadway.
the Milford Plaza is the lullaby of all Broadway.
Come get the best of the USA. Come out and play the American way. The stars by night, the sun by day. It's the American way to play. Las Vegas in every way. It's the American way to play.
Welcome back to the show. We appreciate you watching Friday Night Audit. I am Glenn, of course, with Craig K. And producer Dave is also here. Please share the show on social media. We really appreciate it. Why suffer alone? Let everybody suffer along with you. And remember, if you want to be able to sponsor our show, drop me a line, Glenn@novacancynews.com. That's Glenn@novacancynews.com, and we'll get you right in here. So what do you guys think? I know you're a bunch of West Coasters over there, Kay and Craig, but you know that Milford Plaza Hotel from back when it existed off of Times Square?
I do. You know that I spent a lot of time back there. There's a ton of family out on Long Island. So yeah, I remember that, and pleasant memories of being in the city with my cousins and running around like a bunch of crazy people. So yeah, anytime we get back there, it's great. So
yeah, I have great memories of the Milford Plaza Hotel. Just blocks away from 42nd Street, where in the 1980s, when that commercial aired, you could walk down the street and get accosted by people for drugs, liquor, fake IDs, porn studios, all of New York City's greatest hits. One time I was just standing around the corner. I think I got graffiti all over me. Wasn't walking fast enough. It was really bad over there. But then just a few blocks away, you had them lifting it up like it was the 1920s at the Milford Plaza. I don't know how they were doing it, but good for them.
Is there ever going to be a point, Glenn? Because these commercials are great, but can we at least one time have one from when I was actually alive?
I can't find any commercials that we won't get copyright strikes on from the last 3 weeks, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
The whole point is, Dave, for you to be into that. What do you think about that Las Vegas commercial from the 1980s? I mean, that's way before what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, it's Sammy Davis Jr. out on the golf course. So yeah, it was quite a throwback there. Love it.
Yep. Okay. You ever see Sammy Davis Jr. perform?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, he was the best. A true showman in all of ways. That's for sure. Yeah. All right. So. You know what, Dave? Dave? I think I want to look at some of the weirdest hotel names out there. So let's do that.
No, I was going to say, could it be any weirder than the Houseman Grill House and Smokehouse or whatever it is?
No,
You're not getting an invite for a barbecue again, David.
Be a jerk. Get it right. Houseman Pool Club.
I'm sorry.
Smokehouse.
It's the cranberry juice.
Very disappointed. All right, so we got some weird hotel names out there. What about you, Craig? Have you ever stayed in any hotels that have really unusual, strange names that you might be concerned about?
You know, probably not. Well, there's one in Houston, the Adolphus, and it hadn't been renovated in probably 30 years. Still had all the brown sinks, toilets, and showers in the guest rooms, and it was initially owned by the Budweiser family, and yeah, it was well beyond its prime when I was there, and then I found it very strange when I was walking from the lobby into the bar that there was a brass sign next to the door that said you could not carry firearms into the bar. And I'm going, I'm not sure I want to go in there. So, yeah, wasn't my best stay.
No, it's really funny. So, Gary Cardono says, yeah, but one of the best outdoor furniture. Yes, Gary, and I want to thank the good folks over at Sundrella for helping me create our outdoor studio, which will be coming back into play. The snow ever melts around here. Oh, it has been...
You know, I think you guys have both probably shoveled snow your entire lives, and I think that's something Kay and I absolutely know nothing about. So, just saying.
Yeah, I have. Oh, Dave, what's your big method for snow shoveling?
A big method?
Yeah, do you have a particular plan of attack when it comes to shoveling? Me, I like to do one line all the way down the driveway and then go across in little bits.
I'm speechless. I'm sorry. I've never thought that far into it. I'm sorry. Maybe I need to hire Kay for some snow shoveling design tips. I'm not sure, but don't forget, Glenn. We've had a really, really mild set of winters about the last 10, 12 years, which is pretty much the most part of my life. So I haven't really had to do too much shoveling past my 13, 14 up until this year. So.
All right. Well, thank you for reminding us all that we're not as young as you are. Man, I like that. Make my husband do it. Now that I got to,
I love it, Suzanne.
we're almost 17 now, so I got them doing it. The first snow that we had this year was so wet. I was like claiming heart attack within 3 seconds. So they were doing it. So Amy once stayed in a motel in Lake Anne, Virginia that seemed okay until nighttime. When the lights came on at night, it was a creature feature show. Huge body spiders everywhere. And all kind of webs in the corners by the doors. I wouldn't sleep one wink there that night. Ooh.
Oh, God. Oh, wow.
All right. So because we're so mature over here at Friday Night Audit, I've got some names of really fun hotels here in the United States. There's one called the Elephant Butt Inn. That's right. The Elephant Butt Inn. You got to check that out. My favorite one, I think, of this group of is in Canada, the Some Ass Motel. The Some Ass Motel. What about in Turkey? There's the Grand Oral Hotel in Turkey. And they've also got one called the You Fuck Hotel over there.
Are you sure these were in Times Square in the 80s? I'm curious. After all the stories you were saying.
Who was the mayor of the 80s?
Ed Koch. No, that was the 70s. And then I think Ed Koch went from the late 70s into the 80s. And then we had David Dinkins after that, who didn't really do too much. He was only there for 4 years. Then we moved into the Giuliani era, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we moved into the Bloomberg era. And now I don't know what the hell's going on in the city because I abandoned New York to come out here and live at the Houseman Resort Pool Club and Smokehouse, where Dave is really jealous that he's not at right now.
Never had an invite, not once. I get invited to Catskills Resorts World Catskills, not to the Houseman Smokehouse and Pool Spa.
Well, Dave, I think we'll change that. And you guys if you guys can come out here, I gotta, throw you a couple of sleeping bags. You could sleep on one of the beautiful pieces of outdoor furniture provided by the good folks over at Cinderella. Anytime you'd like, we're happy to do that. In the Netherlands, there's a hotel called the Bad Hotel. And then in Turkey, there's one called the Grand Gross Hotel. I don't know if I would stay there at all. Greg, you know any hotels with really strange names?
One of our viewers just mentioned one, the Madonna Inn in San Luis Obispo. And thanks, Daniel. Absolutely right. And for those of you that don't know, it is not named or owned by the singer. They've got themed rooms. So you've got a Roman room, you've got a caveman room, and various others. And it's been an institution in California for
yeah, producer Dave, I can see his eyes. He's pulling it up right now. Now, Craig and Dave, I stayed at the Madonna Inn in 1984. And yes, it's good food. My parents said, no, Glenn, it's not owned and operated by Madonna, who had a huge crush on, I think, in 1984. I was disappointed by that. I was hoping to stay in the caveman room, but we stayed in the French room, which I think was the boring room in the entire place. All it did was have French doors that went from one room to another. And I'm like, this is not my vibe at all. Check this. Talk about lovely. This is some of the public space that they have over there. How cool is this for your retro hotel?
Glenn, I don't think that French room's changed a bit. I was on their website yesterday, and you described it to a T. So I think it's still the same. Yeah. I think it's a time capsule. It says Glenn.
It is a time capsule. Yeah.
I really love that. Hey, Dave, pull up the Roxbury. Let's show them what people could do with some imagination and coolness. I'd love to see what Kay has to think about this. Now, over at No Vacancy Live, we were up over there right the day after we did the show at Resorts World up the Catskills. We went over to the Roxbury Motel, and over there they've got these incredible cottages, each one with a different theme, all designed by a couple. One of them is a stage designer from Broadway. They're really bringing that to life. And Kay, I'm continuing to talk because Dave has not yet found the video. What else to say to fill
Stretch it out.
Well, you see what Glenn did there, right? We're talking about all these weird hotel names, these weird hotels to stay in. And he pulls up the Roxbury, which is like the antithesis of that concept, because the Roxbury at Stratton Falls is such an amazing property. I'm going to tell you a true story, and I said this to Greg and Joe, who are the owners that Glenn was talking about, which is what Glenn didn't say is that we drove from Resorts World Catskills to the Roxbury.
Don't tell.
Don't tell?
No, it's okay. My mom is not watching.
In a blizzard through the Catskill Mountains, where we had no cell phone reception for about 90 minutes of a 92-minute drive on unplowed roads where my four-wheeler was about to not get through. And let me tell you, I won't say I was mad, but I was certainly intense. My adrenaline was certainly high. And we get this place, and I'm just like, oh, man, we got to get through this. And I got to drive back home in this. And then I turn into the Roxbury Stratton Falls, and it's breathtaking what they did there, especially in the location that they're at. It is truly breathtaking. So I'm trying to take some time here to find some amazing pictures of this place because I really want to show off, the beauty inside because the attention to detail of every room here. And you really have to go check out the No Vacancy live show that we did from there to really appreciate it. But this is just the outside. So you know, these are all individual cottages.
Oh,
that they
yeah, I
built from
remember this.
scratch.
I saw this. Yes.
And
I
so,
saw it featured. It's incredible.
Yeah.
yes, they were on CBS Morning News. You can see on the top,
Yeah.
they have the piece already listed there. So we're coming up, and you know, you turn into this parking lot, and you come around a corner, and I'm all angry and agitated, and then you turn to this, and I mean,
Yeah.
I say that the attention to detail is so dramatic that you see these two sculptures here, Medusa and Zeus. They have their mouths open in the sculpture, and they had the presence of mind. I'm not sure what it's called, Glenn. I think you remember, but basically the tonsil ball that hangs down in the back of your mouth, they actually put that into the sculpture because of the design and the attention, how they want to make it look realistic.
Right. As Lorraine Newman told Jane Curtin in 1977, it'll behoove you to take care of your uvula. That's why.
All right,
Producer Dave, as I recall,
I take it back, Glenn. I found the way to see all the pictures you want to see. So give me 1 or 2 rooms. We can't show them all because there's 7 different uniquely themed cottages. Give me 1 or 2.
Name some of the topics and let Kay decide.
So we have Dracula's, we have the Lost Horizon, the Superhero Incognito, Galileo's Gate, Teresa of the Titans, Crown of the Pendragons, which is like a Game of Thrones type of concept. And I probably didn't do that justice with that description. Dracula's Fangs, Cinderella's Gown, and the Fairy Forest.
Sounds interesting. I want to see him.
All right, so I'm going to show the Fairy Forest first because that was the one that was completed most recently. That was also the one that Anthony was in. So again, remember, this is personally handcrafted by Joe and Greg. They did it all themselves. Give me 1 second here because I just turned the screen share off instead of on. Go, Dave.
See, none of this would have ever happened if Woody had gone straight to the police.
I know. So this is the inside of the room here. You see, this is the front door. So you walk in from here into this, and you're looking up. You can see all this, obviously, craftsman and attention to detail. It's hard to see in a still image, but they have these yellow lights throughout the entire room that flash on a randomized time set that is supposed to indicate little fairies flying through the garden. So they were, I think Joe or possibly both of them were designers and set designers for plays in Broadway. So you can see where that kind of comes into play here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they could have easily worked for Disney. I mean, incredible.
Well, what they would do is they would work for Disney. They would design a lot of stuff and then randomly be forced to slash out half the budget. So they did that.
I'm trying to see. I want to get the tree.
What they did, it's still amazing to me. You know, the fact that they did it. You know, it takes a lot of courage to do something like that.
Oh, absolutely.
That's amazing.
You know, and they are 2 of the nicest people you'll meet. But I will tell you, you know, when we were there, especially because we did a lot more with Greg than Joe as we were setting up, Greg's attention to detail in these rooms, you know, if it's not perfectly in place, he sees it and he puts it back. And that's obviously the kind of attention you need to have to design a place like this. So it was really magical to be in. So I'm going to take the screen share off and pick out another room to see. So, Glenn, do your best and stretch us again.
All right, everybody, let's stretch hands over your head. And
so, Glenn, did you have producer Dave running around with the camera the whole time?
We
getting all the exteriors
in the blizzard.
The tree. And you know, because these places are so nice, it's like anytime you would enter one of the cottages, you have to take off your shoes. That's like the rule, right? So I give Dave a lot of credit for running back and forth while I was hanging out at Galileo's Gate, minding my own business. And Kay, what was really cool about that, I was sitting upstairs. I actually had my laptop and camera on the sink for the bathroom because behind me was this cool bed and all sorts of star forms on the ceiling and alien swirls going around. And it was alien themed up there. Really pretty cool. You can go up the spiral staircase, 3 floors. There you go. You go up that spiral staircase, and they've got a telescope and an area to look out from there. Really
I really want to see if we can get to this part. So this is a reproduction of a famous Galileo painting. But I want to show you another room that was all hand painted. It's honestly amazing. Glenn was sitting, if you look to this right, Glenn, this is the bedroom. Glenn was kind of tucked over here as they had those virtual, those LEDs going around. The really cool thing, Craig.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, no, Kay, I'll ask you. You're the interior designer. Do you know what this is?
Well, it looks like a TV, but I can't imagine it is.
It's the air conditioning for the
I was
room.
going to say it's a P-TAC. Yeah.
It's a P-TAC?
The P-TAC for the room. So they use these P-TACs. They have them in different locations in different rooms, but they're designed to be able to put a picture clearly here. They just kind of meshed into the wall. So there's no P-TAC that's just standing out. There's no vents. It's all coming through this part that's been ingrained into the concept.
Right. So Gary Cardono asked, did you stay in the room while you were there? No, we did not, unfortunately. Like literally we came in, we did the show and had to leave. They're getting $1,500 a night. No stay for us.
Wow. And the first room that we showed, the fairy room, is booked until the end of 2021.
Most of
I believe it. I mean, they must have spent a fortune on these rooms. I mean, the detail is spectacular. So,
I mean, and again, this is all done. This is all done from them, and I'm trying to see if we can get up to the.
I can't believe Glenn didn't take a picture of himself with the alien.
He didn't, unfortunately. See, look. Now you just brought the whole mood down, Craig. Now Glenn has to. Now Glenn has to book a room at the Roxbury and pay for it because he needs to get that picture. So, Greg Henderson, I should say, make sure that you have that ready for Mr. Houseman.
And I will say, I may not have taken a picture with the alien there, but at the Mirage in Las Vegas, I took weenies. So I felt really good about that. Look at that.
Look at that.
So this is really cool because this is why I want to show this. So when we did the show, we had Greg and Joe up here overlooking this. This is not a reproduction. This is all hand painted. They had someone in on scaffold painting this by hand, like the Sistine Chapel type of thing. It's honestly, it's unbelievable the amount of detail and talent that went into this piece.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to see here. This is obviously the ceiling, but it flows down into the sidewalls.
Right.
So this is these here are sidewalls that it's coming into. It's absolutely
they have an incredible artist. Yeah.
Kay, what was your most unique project that wasn't a brand, maybe a little boutique hotel or even a larger hotel that you just had carte blanche and you really had to let your creative juices flow in your teams?
Well, I don't remember any hotel that we've had carte blanche, but the recent one that we just completed, the inn at the San Juan Capistrano, pretty unique just because of the location. You're set right next to the Mission.
Right.
And it's like right smack into town. They're so smart, those developers, because they needed, geographically, and the demand was there for a property of that sort. And instead of doing something, it's an autograph property, but instead of doing something that was so off kilter, really in contrast to the museum, to the Mission, they actually brought in some of the flavor of that. And and I love that property. I love to sit out there
celebrate the local history.
Just celebrate it's all about the history. It's one of the earliest, missions in California.
It's the second one, I think, isn't it?
I think it is.
They started in San Diego, and I think San Juan Capistrano is the second.
Up and down that, yes.
Yeah.
I should be better a student, but
just so that everybody knows, I did play Father Sarah in a school play 150 years ago.
I think, Glenn, two hotels that we went to, not somewhat recently, but had really great designs and definitely different from each other in terms of their designs was the Riggs DC and then Hotel Zena.
Yeah, that was fun.
Hotel Zena and Riggs were both. So Riggs is a hotel. You guys can look it up yourselves, but Riggs is a really upscale, fancy. It used to be a bank. They still have the bank vault, and that's where a lot of the bars and the gyms. They have some secret bars down there as well that they found. Well, they turned into bars, I should say. But it's really upscale, classy. It's an awesome place. And Hotel Zena is built around woman empowerment. and has this really, really cool picture, or I should say, artwork of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, another really cool display. So definitely check that out through their websites. Go back into the No Vacancy archives. Those two hotels both are just astounding.
You know, speaking of one that's got nothing but history behind it, David, I don't know if you can bring it up, but it's the Georgian Hotel in Santa Monica. It was recently sold. It was Deal of the Year by one of our local organizations. And Boulevard Hotels bought it, but it dates back to the 20s. It's actually got a basement speakeasy that had a couple of different points of ingress and egress. You know, you had Clark Gable and various other, actors in the 20s, 30s, and 40s all staying there. It's really the grand dame of the area, and it's just a fascinating hotel. So that's a good one to take a look at as well. It's right on Ocean Boulevard.
Not good. I got to find a better picture than that.
That's
so
it.
Michelle said vodka of the day, Russian 12 times distilled. No, Michelle, my vodka is distilled 27 times. That's how serious I am about it. Mine's only
because it's grain alcohol.
triple distilled. Yeah. I feel a little insecure. Maybe I should have gone for the quad distilled or something like that.
Our good friend Amy loves Xena.
Yeah.
Her company, HR Construction, performed all the general contracting. Yeah, it's really a cool thing. And the rooftop space obviously wasn't open when we were there because it was winter, but they have a projector, and then built into the building is a projector screen, and they're going to play movies on top of that. So it's a really cool design right in DC.
Yeah. Also, okay.
Beautiful hotel.
When you're back on the road and you can go to any hotel you want to go, do you have one in mind that you can't wait to go to?
KW Marriott.
Me? Are you asking me?
You're K, right? I'm sorry, the conference. We have the name badge to double check, but
No, listen. With a name like K, when people say "okay," you go,
Yeah.
Talk to me? Are they talking to me?
That's
No.
That's funny.
Are there hotels? At this point, any hotel, any new hotel I want to go to. I mean, I am already booked. Next month, I'm going to La Quinta with my family because I can bring my dog, and I booked the Hideaway Suite, which is kind of cool. It's got its own pool. I figure it's away from everybody.
There you go.
I think that will be fun, and I'm going to do spa. The spa's open. It's not open yet, so we'll see. I'd like to go and visit some of the hotels I've designed. I've designed hotels that opened during the pandemic, and I haven't been able to be back to them.
Oh.
So it's kind of like I would like to just go and be a guest, just to hang out.
Yeah.
Dave?
Okay, I got a quick question for you. I know we're coming up on time, but of all the work you've done, has there been a hotel that you've wanted to work on that you haven't been able to, or that is like your dream property to be able to kind of design that you haven't had a chance to do yet?
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. 100% for sure.
And it's named.
No. I actually want to create my own hotel. I have ideas to create like an experience that hasn't been done, and I'm bursting with those ideas. So I really would like, and it would be a resort. It would definitely be a destination resort. It wouldn't be an urban hotel. Definitely be an urban. A resort, and it would be really health wellness centered.
Okay. Well, whenever you're looking for the financial backing.
Well, I needed to. I'm
No.
planning to open up a crack house, so I'm finding that I can't get dirty enough mattresses. Maybe you guys can help. All right, so you know what? We're at that time tonight. That's right. It's Plug-a-Palooza time when all of us get to share our shameless plugs and make you happy for hearing what we have to shill. Okay? What do you got for us?
Well, I plug. Let's see. I would like for everybody to know that we like we've already mentioned, the JW Marriott. We also finished the JW Orlando in Bonnet Creek. I'd love to go there. We did the Estonian Hotel in Houston. I'd like to go there. And the Trellis Spa, one of the largest spas in Texas. I'd like to go there. And of course, back to the Inn at the Mission. And then we're working on the New Hope Hotel, which is a cancer-related hotel, and it's a wellness hotel. So I'm very excited about that one. That one's going to be opening up next year.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very
Okay,
cool.
Long, thanks for that exceptional. Shameless plug. Really good stuff. Just stable back there.
Same as always, check us out at No Vacancy Live Monday through Thursday with Glenn and Anthony. And then I have my show, Be My Guest, coming out every Tuesday. Another great episode is released with my friend Bianca. And then, of course, this Tuesday upcoming another one who Glenn hasn't actually been on that yet. I just realized.
No, I was hoping you wouldn't realize. But it looks
See the type of support I get around here? That's all I got.
yeah, excellent. Greg?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Kay for being on the show today. And Kay, for being on the show, David, if you could bring up that picture that I sent you, please.
Oh, they're throwing me off for a loop here now.
Threw him a curveball. Kay, you're getting Friday Night Audit merch. We're sending you a shower curtain, just what every designer needs, a shower curtain. And if you want to get some Friday Night Audit merch, where can they find it, guys?
Red Bubble.
Red,
Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3.
Red Bubble.
Red Bubble. There you go. And Glenn and producer Dave will be joining me next week at Click Virtual on March 4th. We are just about sold out. So we will be showing some clips from that down the road. And we've got some more guests coming. But Clay, you're the first guest that's going to receive Click merch. So thank you for being on the show.
Oh, it's a great pleasure, guys.
You also get a year's turtle wax, courtesy of the Turtle Wax Corporation. That's right. They give that away at like every game show in the 70s, and I've never, ever seen it on store shelves. I guess that's why we don't hear from them anymore. Anyway, find me, right here, waiting for next Friday night when they wake me out of my coma to bring me alive here. Also, next week, the book I collaborated on, the Adapters, is finally coming out. Of course, we've got No Vacancy Live Monday through Friday. Check me out. I'll help you be a better public speaker. I'll help you learn how to podcast. Hit me up at glenn@novacancynews.com. I can consult with you. I can do everything with you. But most of all, I'd really like to drink with you. Thank you guys so much for being here. This has been so much fun. Kay, you're an exceptional guest. Thank you so much. All right, everybody.
Thank you.
Aloha.
For another successful audit. We will see you next week. And mahalo.
Yeah, it's 7 degrees here, Glenn.
All right. You don't have to end it on that.
We made it all the way to 48 today. I
And
think.
we're at the beach.
Yeah. That's what I think about you and your damn weather.
With my dog on the beach right now.
All right, so tune in next week to find out if the anger issues that I'm about to have with all this weather talk makes me split up with Craig and Kay, or maybe we'll have another fun show next week. See you guys. Thanks for watching. So for Kay, Craig, Dave, and myself, mahalo.